How's it going, guys? John from Discover RC. Never stop the RC. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I have a plane to show you guys. This is the Horizon Hobby Revolution brand Ascent SPX. That's quite a lot. So let me just say, first of all, that because some of you guys will be interested to know this Revolution brand, they have another airplane, they have some small quadcopters, they have some surface vehicles. You can't get this online. You can only get this in the stores, and that includes the spare parts. I picked this up from the hobby store, and if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that my hobby store is going out of business. They've actually closed now, and I got this just as they were going out of business. So this is probably the only Revolution brand product that I'll be reviewing since you can't get them online. But I picked this up because I thought it'd be a good trainer for the club. You know, we get some people out there on Sundays sometimes that are learning to fly or interested in doing some RC, and this is something we just toss in the air and let them fly around. Everything you need in the box for 80 bucks, not a bad deal. It's kind of a decent sized model for that price range. Pusher airplane, so you know you can launch it without worrying about the prop. You're not going to damage the prop with those bad landings if you hit the ground hard or a tree or your mother-in-law, stuff like that. And you know, everything you need in the box. You've got the transmitter batteries, airplane, a 2-cell 850 milliamp LiPo, and a USB charger for the LiPo. So everything you need right here. So the big question really is this a good trainer? Is it going to be very docile and well behaved, teach you the basics of flying? Oh, and the one other thing is you can add an aileron wing to it. This is a 3-channel model as it is. I still think that's a great way to start in the hobby with the 3 channels because you can learn the basics without worrying about too much stuff. Once you add the ailerons, it gets a little more complicated, not too much more, but it's always good to start 3-channel. I think that's how I did it way back in the day. But you can add an aileron wing, so you can step it up once you get the hang of it, which is kind of nice. Anyway, what I'm going to do is unbox this thing, we'll look at it, and then we'll take it out and we'll just fly it. I'll just give you guys a really quick look at the box here, but this thing is about the same price as a Champ, and that's the one I always recommend as a first model. Of course, this being only in stores really kind of limits things a bit, but anyway, let's go ahead and get it unboxed. And you can see there you have the AA batteries for the transmitter. So right there is your 2-cell 850 milliamp LiPo and the USB charger. I'm going to go ahead and get that charging. And like I mentioned, you have the 4 AA batteries in the box, so I'm going to go ahead and put those in the transmitter. So the Ascent does come with a relatively basic little transmitter here, but at least it's not real tiny like some of these transmitters on the RTF aircraft. You do have a dual rate switch right over there. It does have the trim buttons. The sticks kind of have that toy-like feel to it, but they should do the job. So overall, not bad for the price. Assembly of the aircraft is nothing more than sliding the wing into the fuselage. No glue, no screws. Nice easy fit. That's it, the plane is ready to go. For the price, guys, seems like a pretty decent little airplane. You've got some stripes on the bottom of the wing to help see it. Got some nice color on the top of the wing. The canopy just pops right off, held on with a magnet and a tab. And then you have the battery compartment right there. There's some Velcro there to attach the battery. And that's about it. All we need to do now is charge up that battery and go fly. Well, here we are now outside. It's a nice day, guys. Just a light breeze. And you can see that battery fit is fairly tight. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use a lighter or heavier battery. There's not much room to adjust it. Just fits snug right in there in the front of the fuselage. I may not have mentioned it before, but this is a brushed motor. Now that I've armed it, I do have a little bit of rudder deflection there. Also a little bit of elevator deflection down. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that just with these clevises. Get it straightened out. All right, pop the clevises off. Pretty quick adjustment to get things pretty much straightened out, so I think we're ready to go. Let me just show you guys real quickly the low rates and then high rates. Same with the elevator, low rates, high rates. Okay, here it is. I do like this nose, guys. It's fairly thick foam. This thing should be able to handle, you know, going into the, whoops. Oh no. Yeah, see, no problem. Okay, right away, a little bit nose heavy. And not too bad. Slow it down here. Pretty muted response. Let's see. Got enough power to loop from level, that's good. I do feel like I'm fighting this thing a little bit. I'm gonna just land it, put a little up trim, and then we'll go to high rates because I don't like the low rates. So let's see how it lands. All right guys, up elevator trim, high rates, here we go. Already a little better, but it is still nose heavy. And it's got good power. It's gonna loop from level pretty much, which is nice. But if I just try to let it glide, it's really dropping the nose. So that's fixable, and that is better than tail heavy. As far as being stable, it's pretty stable. Probably a little more of a handful than, say, the Champ, which is just so slow. But on a day like today where there's some breeze, the Champ would have some problems. So this will be more versatile that way. That looks nice. There's a nice glide. Just keep a little up elevator, slow it down into the wind. Definitely better on high rates. There's a lot of lawn mowing going on, so if you hear that, sorry about that. And we're full throttle right now. And into the wind. There it comes. I have to use a lot of stick to turn this, more than I'd like. So it's not super responsive. Although it's responsive right there. But if you use little or minor stick inputs, you're gonna have very big turning radiuses. So it needs a little more stick than you might think, even in high rates. But I think for a beginner plane, for the price, it's not too bad. And you're gonna get a good long flight time with this battery pack. So not a bad little plane, guys. Again, my only misgiving really is that you can just get it at stores. You can't order it online, and same with parts. That's kind of a big drawback. But it flies pretty decent. For a beginner plane, I'd still be more likely to recommend the Champ. This will let you fly in a windier day. But the Champ is just so easy to fly, even with that motor up front and the risk of damage, which is going to be less with this plane. This is more of a handful. This is taking more of an effort. So as far as learning the basics, the Champ might still be the way to go. But you can upgrade this to the aileron wing if you have a hobby shop nearby. So that allows you to progress a little bit with your flying, which is cool. All right, I'm gonna bring it in and just land it here. I think you guys get the idea of what this thing is about. Cut the throttle and just bring it down. Nice and easy. I swear, every time I come to this little field, they're mowing it. It must be the most mowed field in this whole area. Anyway, guys, here it is, the Revolution Ascent SPX. Not a bad little plane, guys. I think for the money, it's pretty decent. As far as a beginner model, You know, it kind of checks the boxes. I think it will be durable as far as crashing it and bumping that nose, but it doesn't fly quite as nice as I'd like it to. I think the Champ is an easier flying airplane. Of course, with that one, you're more limited as far as the wind, and also with the motor up front, more likely to damage it and have to do a more involved repair if you do. Other than that, this thing does fly decently. It's easy to control. It's got good power. I think if you're starting out, you know, I would say this or the Champ. I think either one you could probably be successful with. Like I said, I'd probably still recommend the Champ though. I just can't quite recommend this thing over the Champ as a starter plane. There are a lot of starter planes out there. I think this thing would be decent for FPV. It's definitely got the power to put a small FPV unit on it. And of course you do have the option for the aileron wing, which is pretty cool. And the big disadvantage, as I've mentioned now many times, you can only get this in stores. So for me, this is probably the last Revolution model that I'll be reviewing, at least for a while. All right guys, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, please post below, and I will see you next time.